And they're away, and it's a clean start. Oh no, third and fourth are coming together, and Payne drops right to the back, as does, I think, Vaser. But the fact is, it's 1 and 2 are back off again. So it's Honegal versus Mobers Part 2. Honegal, the Austrian, the white car. Mobers, the German, in the yellow and orange car. Honegal's car looking slightly better at the moment. Third has gone to Vaser Ili, and fourth, Alexander Anderson. And I don't think Mobers' car's a little bit unhappy at the start. It says he's losing about 0.3 of a second as he settles the car down. Looks like Ollie Payne has dropped out from the race. He was third in the first leg, so he needs to do something better in the fourth. Mobers has a big problem there. So yes, Mobers already not as happy with the car this time. Hooper's got a big gap, and then the battle's on for second, third and fourth between Mobers. And then Vaser Elias, who's discarded his white body shell. And and the big marshalling issue in the corner there as Jacques Libar falls over, can't get to the car. And in what is probably some of the most difficult marshalling ever, is rolling around, hoping for the best. Big round of applause for Jacques there lying on the floor. But in the race, where we are at the moment, we can see that Honegal lost a little bit with that kind of confusion. Now, Mobers now is pushing forward again from that last race. He gained about a 10th. So Mobers' car not pleasant at the start, but now in that confusion, Alexander Anderson has got himself into third. Let's pick up the third and fourth, which is the pink and white car and the yellow, orange and black car. And that is Alexander Anderson in third and Vaser Ili in fourth. Anderson from Sweden, Ili from Finland. Keep an eye on the top two, see if they come together. They're currently about 1.2 seconds apart. Actually, it's Wilfinger who's come through in fifth from nowhere. And it's interesting, Anderson is able to gap Vaser quite easily. So all the cars are now, after we lost a couple of cars, had a couple of accidents, all the cars now are circling pretty much equidistantly. They move forward now. We're still with the battle for Anderson. Is Anderson actually getting closer to? He's not getting closer to Vaser either. And Vaser, right now, Mobers now is beginning to eat into the lead of Hupo Honegal. So it is just coming down a tiny bit, now down to a second from 1.2. He's got himself 5.5 minutes to gain more, and it does seem that Mobers has found a little bit more in-race speed than he had yesterday. Don't forget, the first 4 rounds of qualifying all went to Hupo Honegal, the 2-time defending champion at this class, and Mobers, not so much. He has some problems in a couple of areas. Now, Mobers would be a lot closer if we hadn't had the accident after 3 laps, but ifs and buts and maybes. And they're going round within about 100th of a second of each other. So once again, we've got this kind of a train of 2, if you can have such a thing. And that time round, it was a 10th of a second gain for Honegal, but looks closer this time. Looks at that first part of the lap, Mobers has gained a bit more. So my guess is on this one, Mobers would have gained. Let's see if I'm right. And I am. He gains that 10th. Back again now. Traffic coming up, and this can be key, as we saw in the last final. Don't forget. Oh, a little mistake there from Honegal. He just took the bobble as he came into underneath the driver's rostrum, and that cost him another 10th of a second. So the lead now is down to 0.7. And the car turning sharply. So Honegal has got the problem of Mobers behind him and 2 back markers ahead of him. And we still have 4:21 to go. Only Mobers can win the A-Stock European Championship in this race. Honegal obviously will be looking to put the power down and stay ahead, and therefore win this second leg and take it to a third leg. The advantage at the moment is obviously with Honegal. 4 minutes down, 4 to go, and a nice bit there. They worked out well the back marker. It's interesting actually. One of the difficult things in 12th racing is it's very much a rhythm sort of race. You get into a rhythm how you go around the track. And oddly, things like marshals, running to marshal someone not involved in you but in another section of the track can really put off your concentration. In the corner of your eye, you can see a marshal. Oh, there's been an incident. What do I need to do about it? One of the great things about the really top drivers is they can keep their total concentration on what they're doing and not get distracted by the external images in their eyes, but take into account, know what's happening, know what's going on, know there's danger coming up. But yeah, having marshals on the track is a real, obviously have to be there, it's really distracting, even if they're not marshalling you or a car even particularly near you. So it's settled down, and Honegal now has found a little bit of pace. He gained a couple of tenths in the last one, though in this one, looks like in the ebb and flow, it looks like in this lap it's getting more Mobers. And they go around with 11.9, 11.8. Yeah, so Mobers made a mistake there. So Mobers going to lose a couple of tenths in this one. This is going to get the lead back up probably to almost a second. Good in the second half lap though, but he did make a mistake. Mobers, just a tiny error. Yep, he lost just over a tenth. A big error that time. So Mobers, who's challenging this final with 2.5 minutes to go, is beginning to fade. Two minor errors in a row. And he lost 0.8 of a second with that little wide clip. So 0.8 of a second will take him about 8 laps to make up again. This time round, they're exactly the same. So Mobers. Honegor, just going to look at Honegor for a couple of laps rather than just Mobers. We'll move forward to look at our leader. So Honegor now got in the lead. An early mistake by Mobers gave him a bit more of a chance, and that second mistake took out any pressure. So really, Hupo should be able to stroke this one home now. 2 minutes to go. He might lose a tenth here, a tenth there, but it doesn't matter because he's got a lead of 1.7 seconds. In third, it's Alexander Ransom. Fourth is Vesa Eli. Molly Payne, who was third in the first leg, has dropped out. Now, there's quite a bit of traffic coming up now, including some traffic that's wandering around the circuit. Now, something to go out of the way, which is not what Mobers needs now, is traffic. Because interesting, that traffic in the corner of Honegor's eye cost him 0.3 of a second. So with 1:34, Mobers now beginning to move another tenth again. So he gained best by half a second in the last two or three laps. But how much is that Honegor drive with himself? How much is that the worry of back markers? That was the confusion that caused problems in the end of the first leg. Mobers now gains another tenth, and Mobers gets it down to 1.1 seconds. So he's pulled back nearly 7 or 8 tenths. But he is running out of time. There's 1 minute and 12 seconds to go. I can't really think that Hupo's tightening up. He's too good a driver for that, but he does appear that Mobers has got a massive speed. Look at Mobers. Let's switch back to Mobers because Mobers gained a huge amount for no discernible reason that lap. Gained 3 tenths nearly. And suddenly now, with 53 seconds to go, Mobers is coming. And we've got 4 back markers as well coming up. So we've got Mobers gaining and 4 back markers. And that's... Oh, and this time it's Mobers hits the back marker. It was Hansen. It wasn't his fault. He was parked. And that might be the deciding factor, because if he got through and the lead does drop back out again to over a second, 1.3. So this time round, the back markers have played slightly better for Honegor, and that's why it looks like he's going to take the second leg. So again, with only 3 laps to go, you can't really see Honegor. Honegor's probably not going to have to deal with this traffic either. So I think he just said, wow, Mobers is really quick on them. Look at Mobers is massively gained on a clear bit of track. Picked up 3 tenths in that lap. But this is the last lap. So all Honegor has to do is get these next 3 corners right. And he's done it. So, Honegor, Hupo takes the second one. Driving with himself, but Marcus had some real speed at the end there.